Hi, I'm Roman Gelperin. I am the author of numerous books on self-actualization and the self-actualization life coach. So, what is self-actualization? Simply put, self-actualization is the pinnacle of psychological health. It means being entirely free of internal conflicts, completely at peace with yourself, while also experiencing a near constant joy in living, punctuated by intense moments of existential ecstasy. From another angle, self-actualization is a Western term for enlightenment. It is an enlightenment reached by living up to your fullest potential, by continuously becoming everything you are capable of becoming in the domain of life you are best suited for. The renowned psychologist Abraham Maslow was the first to use the term in this way, and he was the first to identify the existence and nature of self-actualized individuals in a scientific publication. In these people, Maslow said, there emerge practically all of the character traits desirable in a human being. Unblemished honesty, natural creativity, effortless spontaneity, resilience, independence, clarity of vision, and unshakable self-esteem. In his now famous theory, the hierarchy of human needs, Maslow framed self-actualization as a two-tier process. The first tier was to satisfy your basic human needs. Before you could self-actualize, Maslow said, you had to be free from negative motivation by states of deprivation. You cannot, for example, live with serious threats to your physical well-being, or in an unsafe and unstable environment, or having severe loneliness, or with an extreme lack of self-esteem. Only once you had satisfied your basic human needs for bodily survival, for safety, for human connection, for self-esteem, can you begin the task of self-actualization. Then there's the second tier, which is the pursuit of self-actualization itself. And that is basically a three-part process. The first part is learning the scientific method of thinking, not just about science, but about everything in existence. The self-actualized person uses his mind to his fullest potential. And so, you have to learn the most effective method of thinking that is available to your human mind, which is this scientific method. The second step is to apply that method of thinking from step one to your own inner life. The self-actualized person is free from internal conflicts. And so you have to become free of internal conflicts. And to do that, you basically have to identify those conflicts, understand them through introspection, and solve them one by one through rational analysis, which is the only way it can be done. And then there's the third step of discovering your sacred purpose in life. The self-actualized person uses his unique abilities and talents to achieve the very best thing in life that he and only he can do. It is the successful pursuit of that purpose which puts him in that state of existential euphoria that makes his life like a human being's wildest fantasies of heaven. And that means that you have to find what that sacred purpose is for you, and how to do so I explain in another article. And there is a fourth ingredient, which isn't another step, but which is involved in the first three steps, and that is generating an ecstatic, expanded state of consciousness. Without that state, step one, learning the scientific method of thinking, may take you a begrudging decade, in which you learn and practice it as a chore, and maybe by the end of that decade you will have mastered it. With that state, step one may take you a jubilant month, in which you happily explode into becoming a master of your own mental processes and of properly thinking about reality. Without that ecstatic state of consciousness, step two, becoming free of internal conflicts, is virtually impossible. I'm sure you know, or at least I've heard of people who've gone to therapy for 50 years, and they're still processing their negative childhood experiences. They're still hung up on their early childhood traumas. In that ecstatic state of consciousness, this process is an organic, naturally unfolding one that takes place in an exuberant several months. During that process, the self-actualized person happily purifies himself of all inner conflicts and achieves complete inner peace. And, as I have said, that is the state of consciousness that is generated by the successful pursuit of your life's purpose. It is also how you find your life's purpose in the first place. It is the incentive, the fuel, and the reward for self-actualization. And perhaps the most important thing for achieving self-actualization is simply beginning. Simply identifying the path and setting your foot on it and walking forward. And wherever you currently are in your journey, I am here to help you all the way to the top.